walking the streets, death could take you away. It's never guaranteed that you see the next day. At night, the evil army and Shaitan don't play. So defend the family, that's the code to obey.
If I should fall asleep and death take me away, don't be surprised, son, I wasn't put here to stay. At night, the evil army says Shaitan don't play. So the family stick together and we never betray.
Welcome to a very, very special episode of Words, Music, Dance. I'm your host, as always, Paulie the Bull. But enough about me. As you can see, to my right is my beautiful, one and only sister, Tanea.
Thank you, brother.
Pleasure to have you here.
Happy to be here.
Yes.
Happy, excited.
Yes. Finally got you on the show.
On camera.
Yes.
Not on.
He was on the homie call. He was on Skype and
on the choppy Skype homie call.
Yes. And you got your Tweety on.
Of course. I've been a Tweety fan since forever. You know this. Tweety pajamas, Tweety slippers, tweeted out. So yeah, it would only be befitting for me to sit here in a full-on Tweety outfit, because that's who I am.
And so it's a family affair. Happy holidays to everyone.
Absolutely.
With your family, going to see your family for Christmas, saw them for Thanksgiving that just passed. But before we jump into that, Ned, give them your social media.
On Instagram, it is TEE1026. That's T1026.
And nobody be hitting my sister up. All right. Kev, I'm watching you. All right. Stay out the DMs. I will find you behind the problems, all right? Watch the episode, enjoy this, but that's it, okay?
All-time security, all-time flight security.
Yes.
Of the world, Craig.
But, but once again, happy holidays and all that stuff.
Yes.
I am down here at my sister's house. Ate good, probably put on a couple pounds. Shout out to the leftovers.
Yes, to the leftovers, breakfast and dinner.
Yeah. But I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy you are here.
Yeah, this is the first Thanksgiving I've been down here in a while. It's the first Thanksgiving I had to work on Black Friday.
I know.
Yeah, so that's a plus. That's I had to go on.
That's progression. That's growth.
Yeah.
Not having to work on Black Friday.
Right.
I'm super happy you here anyway, because as people know, we are the Super Wonder Twins. People never believe that you can adore your sibling. But like I tell people all the time, he's my twin just 5 years later. You know, when it was time to be birthed, he said, nah, you go ahead. I'm going to sit right here and chill. And if you know my brother, you know that's his. Nah, I'm going to sit here and chill. So, he hung out for extra 5 years. But when he was coming, I knew he was coming. Once my parents said, yeah, we're having a baby, I said, I know, that's my brother. And lo and behold, it's my twin. So... we are 5 years apart. You can't really tell the difference. It doesn't really matter who's younger or older.
Yeah. She is older. You know that. She's older than me. Yeah, for sure.
But I love him to Reese's Pieces and back. And so, super happy that he's down here. I went through extra extremes as much as I possibly could to make him comfortable every time he comes to visit. Miss him like crazy. The only thing I truly miss about New York, because my best friend, she moved out of New York, so the only person left up there is my brother. So
speaking of which, Christy, you were supposed to be here. Supposed to get you on the show too, and you're supposed to be down here with us next time.
We gonna get you, Crystal.
We gonna get you down here, Crystal.
Yeah.
But you know.
Shout out to you and the fam.
Yeah, for sure. And everybody else enjoying the family. Tis the season.
Absolutely.
But it also tis the season for people getting beat down. Black Friday shopping.
Oh my God.
Saw some footage on the internet that was new, because at first I was like, is it new? Is it not new? But it was even on the news, which you can't trust the news these days. But whatever. But people still going crazy over TVs. People still going crazy over Black Friday markdowns.
I want to know where these people be though, because when we used to do Black Friday shopping, me and Mommy, we would be up at like 2, 3 in the morning hitting the stores, and we never really saw the craziness like you see it on TV, like when they open the door and people are pretty much breaking in the door like it's the apocalypse. Like, we never saw that. Every time we went to the mall, it was always organized. There was lines. They was letting 10, 20 people in at a time. People stayed online. They you know, they held their position. They held their ground. At most, it was like making sure you park in the right place to get in and out. But these all free-for-all, you know, busting people down to get TV straight out the shrink wrap.
Yeah.
First of all, if you climbing over somebody to get a TV and you snatching and pulling and it's in the box, yes, it's got styrofoam and plastic, but you gonna open up that TV and be surprised when that screen is cracked.
Dude was sliding 2 TVs on the floor.
Right.
So I don't know. And they was pulling like from the middle. They was playing Jenga with the TVs. They was playing Jenga with TVs. I saw another video where a lady took a toy out of a kid's hand.
How are you taking toys out of kids' hands?
You know, I guess she wanted her child to have it, so she took the toy out of out of another child's hand.
But then the other lady, she had 3 herself, so she holding on to her 3, trying to fight the lady for the 1.
She might have 3 kids. Listen.
I mean, I'm just saying, like.
Shout out to online shopping.
we become like savage over these things.
The irony of Thanksgiving on Thursday and then Black Friday, that Friday, it's a complete, you know, switch of I'm thankful for people always say that I'm thankful for family, life, and what I have, and then it's tomorrow, I need this, you gonna die.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I wonder if anybody ever say, I'm thankful for the track shoes, knee pads, and helmet that I brought to get me through Black Friday.
Man, listen.
I wonder if that's something they be thankful for.
Right. And shout out to folks in retail that have to deal with Black Friday. I did
y'all the real MVPs. I've
been through it.
I did one stint at the Gap.
Yeah.
And I wanted to strangle these little teenage girls' necks.
Yeah.
Cause I was in the hoodie section. So me being, you know, a Harlem kid up top, a hoodie just makes you happy. Like just touching, feeling. And so I'm folding these hoodies with pride, right? I got the Gap fold down, because you know you gotta fold it with the Gap is on. I got the Gap fold down. I'm feeling myself, right? Stacking them up. These little girls didn't reach for the hoodies that was on the hangers. They reaching for the hoodies that I've already folded and stacked across the wall.
You want the fresh ones? You gotta get the fresh ones.
So I'm like, okay, I turn around. Can I help you with something? No, we're just looking. But just looking looks like pull it out, shake it out,
Gotta look.
throw it over here, pull out another one, shake it out.
Yeah, that's how you look. That's how you look. You gotta look at it, see if that's the, you know.
So of course, I caught them every time. That last time, and I say the last time because they never came back to the section and they didn't buy a hoodie. I gave them the good old, if you don't get the fuck from over here.
And they got the message?
And I dare you to say something to somebody.
Did they get the message?
They didn't come back.
Okay, so yeah, they got the message.
Not to mention, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. I've been here since 11 p.m.
Like that. I'm glad those days are over.
Me too.
I've been called racist.
Oh my God.
I've been called people, like nobody ever pushed me. You know, it never got physical, but I've been called names, dirty looks, people trying to rush stuff, and I know you got more in stock. Go look, and it's like, no, we done put them here on the floor.
Right.
Like they here.
Right.
Ain't nothing else in the back. The whole point of this is to clear the warehouse out. We clearing the warehouse. This is it. So yeah, people. I've been on that side. I've only shopped one time. Me, Mommy, and Jay way back. Probably before me was even born. It was like
I was pregnant.
Oh yeah.
I was supposed to go, but I didn't.
Yeah, but that was before it got reckless. That was still when it was like 8 a.m., 7 a.m. sales. Right. That was before the whole 5 a.m. and then now they open on Thanksgiving, and that was before that. So that was the only time I ever. Me and Jay woke up half sleep, still with the food hangover, and she talking about some help me carry these, and we like. So that was the only time I ever shopped for Black Friday, and I now I don't even want to be out there.
Nah.
I don't even want to see it. Like,
I've been on both sides. I'm good.
But like I said, salute to those still working it. Be strong.
Salute to those retail workers still working on Black Friday.
Because this is the time of year.
Y'all are real MVPs.
It goes fast.
We can say that because we've been there and we know what it is.
Yeah.
Salute and respect to y'all.
Yeah, but you know,
because it's been you be wanting to knock somebody out. I know you do.
And the customers that keep showing up is the reason it keeps getting, you know, extended and pulled back. And,
right.
You know what I mean? If people stop shopping on the day, it wouldn't be as crazy.
Right.
It's the chicken and the egg, because the retailers are opening, but they keep opening because they keep seeing people coming up. So it's like, you know, I still blame the shoppers. You know what I mean? I still blame the shoppers. People.
The ignorance though comes from the shoppers. The things that they do. Like I said, I don't see why you gotta. What does you running and trampling into a store? How does that mean you gonna get your product any faster? And how dare you try to take something out of somebody else's hands? Like that's just rude.
Yeah. Shout out to the online shoppers. You know what I mean? People that Cyber Monday.
Yes.
People that shop online, just have it delivered.
Because I can't be bothered.
Yeah, I ain't trying to be out there. That one, I ain't trying to camp out for anything.
No.
The two, I ain't trying to be on a long line standing there. And then three, I don't want to have to fight somebody, try to take something out of my hands. So yeah, I be online. 2 days shipping, ground shipping is cool. Just have it, you know, have it sent to my job because I'll be there. Bring it home. Cool.
I never understood the campers. It had to be a code of ethics and respect. Here's why. I know you have money on you.
Well, some people use their credit cards.
Sleeping outside.
Some people use credit. They might apply for the store's, you know, finance cards.
Yeah, but you still have some sort of some sort of monies on you. Be that a car, gift certificates, whatever you got. You sleeping outside.
Yeah.
You're exposed.
Yeah. Well, that's the hood. You still think about that.
I'm not saying I would do anything. I'm just saying that's what prevented me from ever wanting. No.
Right. I mean, I understand. I get you. I see that point. I mean, like I said, I never thought of it because most of the time I was working there. So when I seen them started lining up, I was leaving that day's shift or whatever. So I was just like, whatever. But I mean, I can see that. But you know, again, in my mind, I'm thinking they probably got credit card. I'm not gonna do nothing to this person. Then it's like it's a whole line of people. Right. So you gonna get them all? You come in with a gun?
I mean, I don't know.
If you come in with a gun, you can probably get them all. You know, but then there be cops out there sometimes too. Okay. Mall security. Okay. So it ain't as cut and dry as it may look. Okay. Because they out there, but a lot of stores started to set up barricades because they knew they were coming. Gotcha. So they would plan for it. So mall security if it's in a mall. Police if it's on the street, if it's like a outdoor like Best Buy or something like that has its own parking lots and stuff, and cops is riding by. So
shout out to you if you still shop on Black Friday. Yeah. I ain't got that to do. Yeah. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, no, we ain't about that.
I'm over it.
About overall that, because a lot of times the sales be better before that anyway. Yeah. So but that's neither here nor there.
I still shop Christmas Eve.
I be trying to shop the day after. That's when stuff go on clearance.
Be lit in the malls. Don't nobody be in there. They still got the bomb sales. Yeah. Sometimes even better than the sales that they have on Black Friday.
Listen, the day after
they had the 50% off plus an extra something. Like as you said, they trying to clear out inventory for the new year. What? Y'all shopping too early.
The day after every holiday. The day after Valentine's Day, chocolate's on sale.
You know what?
The day after Halloween, candy's on sale. Costumes be on sale the day after Halloween too, so you can get your joint for next year. Don't worry about it. Be a retro, throwback, but it still be cool. Get something vintage, plan ahead, so it's already vintage anyway. That's how you gotta think about it. You know?
Exactly.
That's how you gotta plan ahead, because everybody posts. They just wear costumes and stuff now anyway, just to post it online. Yeah. How do you don't even go nowhere? No. You know what I mean? So, but speaking of the internet and social media and fronting online,
let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I want to talk about how social media is not really social.
Okay. Right? So all right, so let's talk about that. So social media is the name of it. Right. Because it started out that way. Exactly. I mean, you know,
and for those of y'all that don't know, Facebook is not the birth of social media.
Well, that's what I was going to go back. So we could go back to AOL. Kind of was like the first place that, I mean, the emails and stuff was before that. emails was a thing, Q-Link, stuff like that to send and receive messages. But
Right.
AOL was the first to have chat rooms.
Correct.
AOL had the chat rooms, and you were able to, you know, be in there. ASL. Shout out to
Yeah.
people who know ASL, age, sex, location. People all over was just, you know, communicating and
all
talking.
over the
and,
world.
Yeah, this was before catfishing. You wasn't trying to meet nobody.
You wasn't trying to meet anybody. You basically was just talking to people.
You was just talking.
It was all conversation. It was, what do you do where you live? Well, I do where I live. Well, okay, yeah, ASL.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you talking to like-minded individuals and finding out what's going on. You actually made friends that you never really got to see. And because you really didn't have the capability of cameras and videos, you pretty much had to go on what somebody said, and it was what it was.
Right. But people didn't front. You weren't fronting because
Right.
you really wasn't planning on seeing these people at that time.
Right. It wasn't about the scamming, I guess you would say, of
Yeah.
where I'm catfishing you because I want to get something from you.
Right.
Basically, you was just really socializing.
And then AOL kind of flipped it and got the instant messenger,
Right.
which was more of a one-to-one because
Right.
you know the chat rooms was a group thing, so everybody in there seeing what's going on.
Then you go into a private chat.
So you had the instant messenger, which they
But before Instant Messenger, you could go into private
yeah,
chat.
private chat and stuff like that. Yeah, private chat, you know, get you one-on-one time. Somebody really, you know, they answered all the right questions, cool, boom. Then it was the instant messenger. Yeah, it was a separate kind of thing, and that
Right.
kind of was AOL's legacy from there for a minute. You know, they
At
put it
which
into
point
the
you could start sending pictures to people at that point.
right, and they moved it to the mobile devices at the time. The Sidekick was big on, you know, instant messenger. People was like, yo, what's your AIM name? It became a new form of instead of saying your phone number, your pager number, and stuff like that. What's your AIM name?
Right.
Then at the time, a bunch of people tried to jump on, and it was High Five, Black Planet, Mi Gente, People Speak, some other stuff, yada yada, this, that, and the thirds.
Lost me.
MySpace was the one that kind of
Yeah.
stood out from the crowd.
Yeah.
MySpace allowed a lot of customizations on the page. You was able to put your page, put some music on there, put a picture on there, some wallpapers, and
MySpace was low key teaching people how to be web
how to code web
Yeah.
design, and because most of the other ones was just put a profile picture,
Right.
but the background was what it is. You couldn't affect anything.
You couldn't change it.
Yeah.
There was no secret code. MySpace, in essence, I would say, was way better than Facebook in that you can personalize it. And then when it came down to, like, people was like, oh, how'd you get that background? What you do? People wasn't afraid to share. You know, oh, I went to this website. Oh,
Right.
I went to this. Or use this link. Or use this code.
Because you were personalizing. So even though
Right.
you were showing them how to do it, they weren't going to do it like you did it. They were
right.
going to put their picture and they were going to put their thing.
Or if
but
it
you were
was
just
a
showing
mobile
her.
background or something, then you were showing people how to do it and
Right.
where you went to get the code and stuff.
Right.
And then
You had music playing.
I was gonna say you could play music.
Play some music.
So
had pictures
MySpace was
scrolling.
Facebook. It was SoundCloud.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All in one. But MySpace, I really do believe, was the birth of the unofficial light, right?
Well,
Because you had
you
that
didn't-
top 5.
So that was your people. It was more of again, it was social. Because it was about your friends. It still
Right.
wasn't really about
Right.
you as much.
Right.
You
It was
got to
about your
personalize your
friends.
page, but you still had your top friends.
Right.
And you could categorize them as much as you wanted to.
Right.
Who was your top? Because that's who you was really communicating with anyway.
Right.
So it was still more about the socializing of it all.
Right.
Fast forward, because a lot of other ones were probably in there too. Facebook came out and they introduced the like button.
The like button.
So everybody, you know. Oh, before I move on to Facebook, shout out to Tom on MySpace. He was everybody's first friend online.
Tom was everybody's
The
first
dude with the
friend.
little pose, over the shoulder pose he was doing.
What?
Shout out to Tom for that.
Shout out to you, Tom.
But then Mark Zuckerberg came through and shut all that down. He added, you know, the like button. And the like button is where the social part of it started to get a little muddy. Because a lot of people were doing things for likes. So like you said as well, the customization of the Facebook page was really narrowed down to the profile picture. Eventually they added a banner. Now they're starting to tweak certain things. But a lot of the goal, and a lot of the goal was the like button, the little thumbs up, which now they've added reactions.
Right.
You can put a smiley face, a laugh, a tear, a sad, anger. So it's still a reactionary thing. But people started to do things for a reaction.
Right.
Twitter was mostly just conversation feeds. Not, they added pictures and stuff too, but it's more of a timeline feed of what's going on more instantly.
Right.
They also added a heart. So they added sort of a like button as well. Instagram came out, and then they were more picture oriented, and they added a like button as well. So that became the thing. Everybody from there on found their niche, because like Facebook kind of had everything, but Twitter focused on text. Instagram kind of focused on the words. The pictures. And there's Snapchats and other things and so forth. They never reached those status though, as big as those guys. Facebook ended up buying Instagram, of course, but the like button,
was the game changer.
Was the game changer. So things became less about socializing, and also, again, we kind of skipped some things, but the calendar and things kind of became a thing where we became, I know everybody's birthday now because it's on my calendar.
Right.
I communicate with people now through this because it's just the easy way to do it. So as much as it connected us to people, it kept us further away.
This is true.
Because now I can just say happy birthday on there because Facebook tells you, hey, it's so-and-so's birthday.
Right.
Wish him happy birthday. Wish him happy birthday. And I'm done.
Right.
So that kind of became a lot more of other things that muddied up, human companionship and things.
Right.
But the like button specifically turned into a form of not monetization, but value.
Right.
Because people started to value how many likes they got, how many followers they're getting. And then it turned into, people getting Fashion Over deals and
but
advertising.
Before we go there, I don't
like
want
that.
to altogether say that it was a bad thing, because
I'm not saying it's bad.
definitely
it's
not
how
a
you
bad
use it.
thing.
Yeah, of course,
right.
Of course.
Because I found most of my elementary school classmates from a picture that somebody posted, one picture, and it turned into tagging everybody from that one picture, and then tagging other people from other classes, and from kindergarten to 6th grade, I say classmates because we were the same group of people that rotated through all the classes, and we kind of found each other. We're talking about 40, 50 people that you pretty much spent a significant amount of time with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not saying it's bad at all. I'm just saying
with high school as well. So there are some good aspects of it, but I just think what happens is, as the generations evolve, the true meaning or originality of what something is evolves into something else. And although people like to say, I don't need controls and I don't need somebody to tell me what to do, in some instances you do. Because to a degree right now, I would definitely say social media is completely out of control based on the like button.
Anything, can be turned into something useful, valuable, good, bad, or what have you.
Right.
Even things created with goodness can be turned into something. Because, when you look at music, for example, hip hop music, whatever, started out as an outlet, started out to park, fun times, message from the people.
Right.
Once the business gets hold of it, we can make money off of it. Now it's, promoting certain things. I won't go into that any further. But once corporations and things can get involved with something, and they put their influence on something, it weaponizes it.
Right.
So that's with anything. But agreed. The social aspect is always still there. Tagging people, finding old classmates, remembering someone's name, and then looking them up and seeing where they've been at. That's still there, and then seeing who knows who, and then following that chain of you may know and stuff like that. That's always a plus. A lot of things now is, you know, not even what companies put the value of a like or a follow. People themselves put a value on,
Yes.
hey, I posted this picture, why you ain't like it?
Yes.
You know, I had someone tell me that, like, yo, you know, since we started talking, you don't like my pictures no more. And it's like, what?
So what?
You know what I mean? So people are looking.
We talking. What do I need to like your pictures?
People look for that as a source of validation. You know, that needs to be, that means people in relationships be like, yo, you got to post me. You know, we in a relationship now. You got to post me and tag me.
If you take off all the pictures of us together, that means we no longer together. That signifies that the relationship is over. Not that y'all broke up last week. Yeah. Not that y'all said we going our separate ways and we not doing this no more. Right. But the pictures offline, off your Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and where else? As soon as them pictures is gone, that's proof the relationship is dead.
And it's only proof if you've, you know, obsessively posted that person and then it stops.
That's true.
So it's the trend, because sometimes people don't post somebody and then they start to. And that means that person either in the doghouse or they're trying to prove a point to someone else. Right. You know what I'm saying? When people just stay consistently not doing it or are doing it, then you're like, all right, you know, whatever. But sometimes when the habits change, that's when you start to be like, you know,
what's going on here? My
issue with that whole thing is when people post their life online, right, and then tell somebody to mind their business.
Yes. Yes.
When people put, you know, what they're doing, what they're saying, and I get it, you don't want a response, or I get it, you're just venting. However, you're venting to a public platform.
It's a public
You're literally going to the street and you're going to the middle of Times Square, standing on your soapbox and saying, I'm depressed. I hate all this. I don't like this. And then somebody say, well, that may be something you should mind your business. But back to what I was saying. I'm upset with life. I don't like these things. Don't tell me how to feel. So it's like, why are you telling us?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I felt the same way when people would make their pages private.
That's another element that, you know.
I'm in this now.
That's how we doing? That's what we doing. So you
me.
Alright, so shout out
Don't use my government name.
I already did. It's Mia up in here.
AKA Sky.
Nah, Mia. I don't know all that. Her paperwork say Mia. So she in here.
Amen.
But yeah, so people, you know what I'm saying, people not preaching, but shouting out everything they going through, whatever their life, and then telling people to mind their business, stay out of business, you don't know what I go through, what have you, whatever. Then why are you telling us?
Like I said, back to what I was saying about making your page private. Yeah, I understand there's situations that individuals may be going. How I look at it, and some may say, oh, that's very black and white, but I say this. If you running from the police, get off of social media. If you in a relationship situation where you don't want to be found, get off of social media. If you feel like your likeness or whatever, what you say online or do may affect you professionally, get off of social media. Making your page private is counterproductive to the purpose of being on social media, because now you are only socializing within a box. You're not socializing broadly, as which the reason that social media was created.
And I was going to say that private option is another thing that changed the game too, because it empowered people to say some recklessness.
Yes, and then
like
go run and hide.
Yeah, so it's a base in the game of tag. You know,
I see you, but you don't see me.
Yeah,
you know, or people that troll, as they call it now, other people's pages. You don't have your picture up, right? But you got a picture of the forest up and the woods and the trees. Yeah. But you out here going on everybody else's page saying all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah. If you just say one single solitary word, you going 8 on it. Case in point, a couple weeks back, Charlamagne posted the clip from Hillary Clinton. Making the quick comment about black people all looking the same, okay? All I said was, you know, she was being sarcastic. From me making that 6-word comment, wasn't a sentence, I didn't put a period on it, it was a 6 A combination of 6 words together. It sparked a 2-day uphill battle between me and multiple people. And at the end of the day, I made it perfectly clear. I don't care either way, right? But I'm doing what we're supposed to do, and that's commenting and being social. It was quick. Oh my God, I was a mammy. I was covering for Massa's wife. I need to go back into the house. I'm a house nigga. I was everything under the sun you could think of, and all of these people was mad because they felt like her comment was racist. But you're making racial commentary towards me.
Yeah.
And I don't hide. My picture, my face is my face on every form of social media that I have. Be that YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. It's my face. I never hide who I am. So when I say what I say, you know who's saying it. But the people commenting, there was one guy, he was a black guy, and he made that comment, and I told him, I said, don't you think you being aggressive to me right now? I didn't say anything that said I stand with her, power to the people. That's right, Hillary Clinton, woo, woo. I didn't say none of that. I didn't say she right, she did it, go girl. I didn't say anything. So we went from it being against black people to her stressing a feminist movement. Okay, guess what? I'm a black woman in America. I'm doomed from the start. So now I should never say anything because everything that I say, you're going to look at me and go, check box, black, boom. Check box, woman, boom. Check box, age, boom. You feel what I'm saying? All off of.
And this was YouTube. This was a YouTube comment.
This was a YouTube comment,
which is also now part of a social media element.
Right.
It's part. Shout out to the YouTube viewers and people
Shout
listening
out
on
to
those
YouTube.
SoundClouds and all that stuff.
Words, music, dance.
You know, but now media has become part of the social media experience because likes and comments are available on YouTube and things like that. So people can, voice their opinion, and it's the same thing. People are private or hidden or no picture, no name on there as well, and they can just say certain things.
But that was the craziest. It was it was a female that was going the hardest because the men, when I clapped back and I made it clear, listen, I'm a woman, I'm a female born in the 70s. I'm not a new age kid, so you're not gonna rope me into this BS. And I'm from Harlem, from the hood, from the project. So I've grown up, I've lived life the long way. You can't, don't come at me with this word game, okay? I've learned from wordsmiths. So we could go back and forth, which I did because I could do it. But it was a woman that went back and forth with me to the point that she kept saying I was making commentary, and all I kept saying was, please show me where I said that I'm Democrat, Republic, liberal. I didn't make that comment. You're going against them and you're still... okay, when did I say that? And I said 6, and I kept reiterating what I said versus what she said and how aggressively she was attacking me, and I didn't say a word, but she was stuck on a platform, which she later admitted. I apologize. I was reading the other comments but responding to yours. I said, but that's where we have a problem, because you should be commenting. If you're going to make a comment adding somebody, comment per what they said. Don't at me on what Chocolate Candy 29 over there said.
Shout out to Chocolate Candy 29. That's what that is.
But you know what I'm saying? Don't at me for something somebody else said, because if you at me, you want the smoke with me. I'm gonna give you the smoke, but you're gonna lose because you're fighting me with a on a different weapon. And I'm telling you, come back, fight here. Stay focused, stay grounded.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and social media comes into that play. And I guess we're gonna lead off with Tekashi, because he pretty much did the same exact thing.
So trolling became an aspect of what people chose to use on social media. So, so catfishing, people pretending to be somebody else.
Right.
For various reasons.
For various reasons. Because you choose to.
Trolling is people that find enjoyment, entertainment off of, you know, either just saying some randomness to spark a reaction out of people, get a buzz, create some attention, and so forth. And Tekashi is one of the many that kind of use trolling to create a buzz for himself, to be in the topic of discussion and be in conversations often. Kind of a reason why 50 Cent, of all people, chose to attach himself to the kid, because 50 kind of was a troll before it was online.
The art of getting robbed.
He would make songs about people to spark a reaction out of people. He would name drop, say some things, and get the buzz out of people. Post pictures, great videos.
Right.
He did it with Rick Ross. He did it, How to Rob, like you said. He did it with, just to get that. So now, the same way, like we said, with people, people using the internet now for that. And he, in his short career of about a year, 2 years, has become the topic of discussion for a lot of things. He chose the trolling path to promote his music.
Right.
People do like the music.
They do. They do.
At a point where he should have just stopped there and kind of be like, now that you know me, listen to the music.
Let my music rock.
But he kept going. And sometimes there's a snowball effect of he couldn't stop. And then what ended up happening was his affiliations, which we don't know, and that's another problem with trolls, is you don't know what to believe, what's true, what's false. But his affiliations came back to haunt him. He recently, before got into trouble with the law, had to revamp his whole crew, his whole staff, and so forth. And then they got back to him again. He violated his probation. He's caught up on some racketeering charges. He may be doing some serious time for all of his, again, affiliations, things he's been involved with, people he associated with.
But hold on for a second. Before we say things he's been involved with, we don't have any actual proof, and I definitely don't want it.
Right, that's why I said the trolling, we don't know what to believe.
Actually been involved in anything that they're claiming, whatever they're claiming he's done.
But that's why the problem is...
I don't think this little boy, and I'm going to call him a little boy because he's, what, 22?
22.
I don't think this little boy even pulled the trigger of a gun on somebody.
We don't know.
Okay? And the problem that I have with this so-called trolling, as the way he was doing it, the way I grew up, gangs were the equivalent to secret societies. Yes, you knew people were affiliated. You didn't know at what level. You didn't know what they was doing or how they was doing it. You just know stuff was being done. Okay? Nowadays, I would call what these kids are doing snitching. Okay?
Another term that was tied to 50 Cent back in the days.
I would call that, you are talking too much. Okay? You are out here telling people, yeah, pull up on me. I'll see you at X or Y, Z spot. I'm here. Come get me.
Well, that goes back to the, they ain't really not expecting nobody to show up.
We did X, Y, and Z. We did that. Just like the clip of him fighting at the airport. I didn't really see you put your hands on nobody. And that's why I see you hopping around and dancing.
That's why I say his affiliations, associations is the bigger thing.
Your boys was out there.
He's not in jail for specifically stuff he did.
He's just an associate.
It's his involvement, and we don't know what was told, because the part of the issue could have been those people that he tried to separate himself from was like, oh yeah, well I'll get you on this.
Right.
So it could be a payback thing. And the problem with the whole trolling aspect is we don't know what was true or false of any of it.
True.
But all we do know now is the feds may have a case.
My thing is this. In the last year, this young man has been in multiple situations where he has been guided, because I don't want to say told, but guided. Okay, we see you out here You making a buzz for yourself. You being wild and reckless. You that dude. Okay, now people are listening to your music and they really rocking with it. Okay, you got the potential to truly be a force in the music industry. You making bread. You was making money from an indie side of things because you at the time he wasn't really signed to anybody, no label or nothing. But he was touring and making money. I will give you that. I will 100% give you that. Kudos to you and your entrepreneurial spirit. But at a certain point, you have to realize that your actions will cause a reaction. And the reaction is not going to always be the one you expect, want, or desire. And you have to deal with that as well. And there were so many times within the last year that people have tried to tell him, okay, young man, we see you out here. You actually have support, because the fact that I'm sitting here talking to you and telling you, hey, don't do that. Okay, fall back. Don't do that. That's going to get you, you pushing a fine line. But because you haven't gotten touched yet, your thought is, I'm invincible. I'm immortal. They can't touch me. Honey, you're only 22. Okay? How much life you expect to live? Which is a part of that question too. How much life do you expect to live that you're living immortal at 22? Gods didn't die at 22. Gods lived for hundreds of years. Okay? So if you're going to compare yourself to a god, you might want to rethink how you're living your life.
Well, I don't know if he did all that. That's a big. I don't think he did that.
They can't touch me. You are right,
but you looking at too far though. Him saying that was street not etiquette, but street conversation.
Okay,
he didn't mean God like. He just meant in the street
conversation. They can't touch me.
Yeah.
Dudes get touched in the street when they start talking. You can't touch me.
But the point of it was that he was living up. He was a persona. So it was the character exceeding reality, and reality finally caught up to him because
he got caught up in being the character.
Him saying that he couldn't get touched or caught up was in reality not him saying that they're punks or they're soft, that he's invincible and all that stuff. In reality, it was, I'm just gonna say this because it's working, but I know security is behind me. So he realized why. He knew why they couldn't touch him. He knew it wasn't just him. He knew that. But it was the illusion for a lot of the younger folks that don't know no better were buying into it.
Right, and that's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, but
these kids take these things literally.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
It's
but him
not
specifically,
assumed that it's one or the other.
Yeah.
We can look at it, decipher, and code it. But the individuals that are really listening to him are taking it literally. Man, Tekashi really is untouchable.
But that's why I say it's not godlike.
He got picked up from the cops and they didn't take him to jail. Wow. He got into a fight and they didn't touch him. Oh wow. He got kidnapped and all he got was punched in the face. Oh wow. This guy is really he really out here oh my God, I want to be just like him.
And that's why it goes back to the trolling. We don't know what was true and what was false of all of those stories. The kidnapping, the shooting at the video shoot, a lot of it was a lot of convenience. And that's why I say it was a lot of him adding to the persona of the character he created. And it just added to the story. But again, it's the snowball effect. When you start something and it's drug-like, it's an addiction. I'm getting popularity and fame off of all of this reckless stuff, and I like it.
Right.
I love it. My songs keep hitting Billboard, and I keep getting called for this, and people are still talking about me. He went on the Breakfast Club and told them this is going to be your most viewed interview ever, and then it happened. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how many times he might have pressed play and had it looping.
Oh, his boys.
His boys, his crew. Yo, everybody go watch it. Send his link out. You know, we don't know.
But let me ask you this, right? So let's say this is his peak, right? The jail part. Where do we go from here, right? Because you can't come out.
That's all on him.
But think about it. Like, do you continue that same mantra? If you are allowed out, right? You don't do no time. And then we're gonna look at it a couple different ways. You don't do any time. You come out. Do you still live the same life of I'm untouchable, or do you start moving different? Because you know you could potentially be touched a little bit because they just touched you. The feds got you. The big boys. You feel what I'm saying? Or do you ride the wave of the feds got me, but I'm out here?
And again, I say that's on him because we don't. He's 22.
Right.
We don't know the person behind the character of Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Right.
So we don't know if this is an epiphany to him, or if this is just more to the, this is just more to the character.
Okay.
See, even the feds couldn't hold me down. He can come out and say that. Even if he's away from all that stuff, he can still talk the talk. Because that's what he's been doing.
Right.
See, even the feds couldn't hold him. He could straight snitch tomorrow and get out. He's not going to say he snitched. He's going to say, see, even they couldn't hold me. Because that's the character. Or he's going to open his eyes and say, yo, this is crazy.
I'm going to focus on this music.
Let me just chill and say, yo, they couldn't touch me back then. But now I ain't even getting with that no more. And I don't know, again, he's such an anomaly because you don't know what to believe or what he said. It's like dealing with a pathological liar.
Right.
The person's gonna say some stuff. They're gonna say what they're gonna say. You just like, I don't know if he's telling the truth, or I don't know if this is. You just don't know. Okay. So the person himself, we don't know if he gets out. Maybe him doing the time is what he needs. And
that's gonna be my next question. Let's say he do a couple years. I'm not gonna give him whatever they saying they probably will give him. Let's say he do maybe 2, maybe 3 years, 5 tops. He come out, now what?
And again, it depends on what happens to him in jail. It depends on him himself. It's all on him. There's nothing that nobody else can tell him.
Right.
Joe Budden, Fat Joe, Charlemagne, numerous other people have spoke to him. Told him everything he needed to hear. It's all on him. You know what I'm saying? Whether he does time, doesn't do time. Whether this is the wake-up call, whether it isn't the wake-up call. Everything that's happened to him. Again, everything that really happened to him. Because getting shot at and all that stuff, we don't know if that was real.
Right.
The video with him, Kanye, and Nicki Minaj. If that was real, then that wasn't a wake-up call. This getting, the first time he went to trial, he had his tie all awkward, shirt hanging out. This one he seemed to take it a little more serious. He actually had the suit and tie on.
Wasn't this the third time that he went to trial? This ain't the first.
Possibly, whatever. But I'm just saying the last time.
The first time they made him get his GED.
Yeah, but I'm talking about specifically from then to now.
Yeah.
The last time he did it, he was sloppily, dressed. This one, he seemed to have taken more serious.
Yes.
But again, only time will tell. It's up to him. You know what I'm saying? Right now, what he's thinking about. Because even Bobby Shmurda, for example, went to jail for similar things, rapping about, talking about certain things that he and or people he knows affiliated with has done. And he got arrested for it.
Right.
Tekashi ends up doing a song with Bobby Shmurda in jail, had him call, and you know what I'm saying? So even seeing someone from the same area you're from,
right,
in the same situation as you wasn't enough. He said, hey, let's do a song because that'll be cool. Because again, for these views, clicks, likes, and recognition of what I'm out here doing, because he quote unquote says he's the king of New York, or he's the hottest thing in New York. So even seeing someone in jail doing Fed time, and for the similar a buzz in New York, granted Tekashi says 10 songs, Bobby had like 2, one was the real one that did it, But whatever. Brooklyn, you know, social media buzz is what sent him on his trajectory, and he got caught up. What does Tekashi say? I want to get you on a song. He himself has to see an issue. He himself has to want different. I don't even say want more or better or worse, whatever. If he don't see a problem, and he's less likely to see a problem if he gets out. If he does the time and he still gets out, I mean, let's say they're saying he's facing 20 years or whatever. Mm-hmm. He's 22, so he'll be out at 42. Obviously, by then, you know,
he's a different person.
Yeah, obviously. But I mean, it's just like I said, you know, he didn't see anything wrong with what he was doing because he had money, and in most people's eyes, he used his money to, you know, he used his money for good. He was giving people money in like other countries. He bought houses, what have you, so forth. To him, he was the hottest person in New York and all that good stuff. So all he saw was quote unquote success. All he saw was, you know, the benefits of it all. If he still don't see anything wrong, then he won't change.
I just say this for the kids that watch him, follow him, admire him, this ain't the way. Look at the lesson that's really here.
They're not gonna listen to you.
I'm not saying listen to me.
I know.
I'm saying look at the lesson that's really here. In a year span of time, all the wild crazy stuff that he was doing, it ended him right in the one place that he you know, that nobody really wants to go to.
Well, like most people said, he was going to end up either dead or in jail.
Right.
And he still got jail, so it's still better than being dead. You know, he gets a chance to redeem himself, but if he wants to, so.
I know that they say it's better to be in jail than to be dead. Mm-hmm. But, you know, those are the only two options with the route that these kids are going, at the rate that they're going, at the way that they're going. So, at the end of the day, I would hope that he sees that let your talent rock. If you truly want to be an artist, be an artist. Let your talent speak for you. You've done all the crazy stuff to get your name popping. You're popular. You're well known. Now let your talent shine.
But that's the question is, what is his talent?
Well, he was a rapper. He claimed to be a rapper.
But what was his talent? Was his talent his music or his trolling?
We see his talent as trolling. Okay.
And so that's the thing. So if he's following what you say, that's what he did.
Well, then, damn it.
His talent was what was.
Go ahead, Tekashi.
He was using. His talent was really.
You did it in less than a year. You made all this money, and you did it faster than any drug dealer. You made the money. The money was popping. You bought houses, and before long, you ended up in jail.
Because remember, he even said it on Angie's show. He, you know, when he recorded Fifi, he wasn't saying nothing. And he felt that way about a lot of songs. He wouldn't say, oh, how did this happen? Like, he didn't, his talent was just creating a buzz, being a troll, and that's his talent. And this is what it got him. So in his eyes, he might be successful.
I'm not shouting out the trolls.
But I mean, in other talented social media people, Brittany Renner wrote a book. She also got famous off the internet from being a fitness model, public figure,
social
influencer. Yeah,
she called herself.
She was known for her physical appearance. I don't think anybody really cared for anything else. Speaking from this perspective, she now wrote a book called "Judge This Cover," where she's naked on it. And though she says it's not a tell-all book, the main focal point of the book is specifically 7 men that she had relations with and what she learned from them, or from those experiences. Most people are just interested in the book to know who the 7 men are. She didn't say any names. She hinted at who they are. She hinted at, the time frames and things and experiences. And most people are looking at it like, okay, you're using your internet status and the fame of these anonymous men, though you're hinting at it and also giving the illusion, ooh, who is it, to sell the book. What do you think? You say yes? You nod yes? What do you say?
That's exactly what she's doing.
She says that it's
100% what she's doing.
She said it's her journey, and this is her experience.
How is she off the journey? She's what, 26?
She's 26. Yeah.
You literally just started your journey.
It's a pit stop.
Some people start early. I mean, maybe.
No, here's the thing.
Okay.
And you know, they say it's not until you reach a certain level or age or whatever that you realize certain things in your life.
Mm-hmm.
But let me rephrase that. However, no one man's journey is the same, and I get that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You technically can't fully tell somebody what your full journey is until you've actually gotten to the other side.
In her mind, she might be on the other side.
No. And per her interviews, this is why I say no. Okay? Because the one thing, she soundbited the whole interview. Okay? And people have asked her, we've watched multiple interviews that she's had. Mm-hmm. And people have asked her, well, how did you come to this revelation? How did you get here that you're ready to write a book? This is a basic question that has been asked of any individual that has wrote a memoir. Because this is a memoir. Okay? She can caveat it as a self-help. It's a memoir. Okay? I wouldn't even call it a tell-all. It's your memories. Okay? Your diary. And that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. However, you fully have not gotten to the other side. And I say this because in the interviews, you have staged answers. Yes, I've been to therapy. I've been to therapy for 3 years.
That's her answer.
That's her answer. I've been to therapy for 3 years. Well, what have you learned from your therapy? Well, you know that I can't hate anybody. I have love for everybody. I love everybody.
That's what she learned. That's what she learned.
And you shouldn't hate anybody. And if you hate someone, that means that you feel those ways about yourself if you hate them.
That's what she learned.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Have you ever been to therapy?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, they didn't tell you that?
No, ma'am.
Oh.
No, sir. No ham, no turkey, no cheese, no pork.
Okay.
Okay? That is a soundbite. Let me say this because this sounds enlightened.
So do you think she learned that from therapy?
No, she did not.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Because if you were going to therapy for 3 years, just 3 years, okay? And Charlemagne has been going to therapy for some time now, and he'll even tell you there's still certain levels of himself that he hasn't completely gotten open about in therapy.
But he wrote 2 books.
He wrote 2 books. The first book was him cleansing his closet.
Okay.
Okay? She's not cleansing her closet. He didn't use any names. She
didn't use names either.
He spoke to specific times in his life.
So did she.
Okay?
So did she.
But his chapters were not about individuals. They were about him. Her chapters are about individuals and how it affected her.
So it goes back to her.
No.
The difference is...
It's not the same.
I'm not saying that it is. I'm just saying that...
You did this to me, is what she's saying.
Well, you don't know that. Did you read the book?
You did this to me.
Did you read the book?
I didn't read the whole book, but I read an excerpt.
So we don't know if it's you did this to me.
The way it's written is you did this to me, but this is what I've learned from it.
You got to read the book.
Charlemagne's book is, this is what I've learned.
Did you read his book?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So you can speak to what he said. We have to read her book to know specifically if she's saying you did this to me.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
How?
No, you don't.
You have to. You have
no,
to.
You don't.
You have to.
No, you don't.
Why not?
No, you do not.
Why not?
You do not, because she can't even outright tell you what's in the book.
Because she wants you to read the book.
No.
She wrote it. She didn't.
No.
She didn't memorize it. She wrote it.
No.
You have to fully get what she's saying.
No.
You have to read the book.
No, you do not.
You do.
And let me tell you why. You do not. And I don't even compare her book to Superhead's book.
I'm not mentioning it. No, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying because that's what a lot of people say. Oh, and it's not the same. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I say you do not have to read her book, because there's nothing about her book that's going to be different from who she is while she's sitting in front of you.
You don't know that.
I absolutely know this.
You're judging the book by the cover.
I'm not.
What's the name of the book?
I'm not
Judge's
judging.
cover.
Okay, she's not. She didn't do no payola. What you doing?
I'm just saying.
No, she ain't send you a check.
She might. Slide her DMs.
No, don't do that.
Y'all don't tell me about my business. Listen, you can't. I will not get into specifics of the book until if I ever read the book. What she says in interview is people talking to her about mostly the reaction of the book. A lot of people, I haven't really seen anyone get in depth about the book. The main thing is specifically a couple people who she's talking about who people think they may know what she's talking about. But no one's read excerpts from the book. No one is quoting chapters and such because truthfully they don't care.
Well,
and that's my point. So I'm not going to say
specific to what they wanted to say.
Right. So I'm not going to say the perspective of the book because until if I ever read the book, I don't know.
I will say this. Per her interview, I don't want to read the book, the whole book.
Me neither.
Because she don't make me want to read the book.
I just want to know what she's talking about.
It's a big contradiction. I don't even care who she's talking about.
Nah, I just want to know.
The whole selling ploy of the book to me is a big contradiction. Okay?
Well,
you're saying, don't judge me, but you're on the cover and the back naked, and the title of the book is Judge This Cover.
So you said it.
Because that's the title of the book.
That's what I said.
But you plugged it. You said shout out.
That's what I said.
I'm not saying shout out.
I said that's the name of the book.
I said that's the name of the book.
Hashtag no sponsor.
Okay?
Continue. They're just gonna take over my show.
The way you package and present it, who's your target audience? Is it her?
You asking me about Brittany?
No, I'm asking rhetorically. Who's your target audience?
That goes
is it
back.
her?
That goes back to the whole point.
Because if that's your target audience, if a 16-year-old is your target audience, who?
You know who her target audience is.
No, I don't.
Go to her Instagram page and scroll through her followers.
That's men.
That's her target audience.
Men don't buy books.
You know, we don't. But men will to know who she's talking about.
Men will go to Barnes and Nobles and look at the cover.
There you go.
They ain't buy the book.
They might buy it for a woman.
A man.
Women are going to buy that book because women, if they're not following her, know of her. And they're going to see what she did because for two reasons. Some of them are like, well, I want to get on that level. I want to holler at whoever she might have been talking about. And two, oh my God, she's a hoe. Let me see what she did.
There's only two.
That's it. So there's women following her. It's not just men following her. Women are following her for those reasons. Oh, I can't stand her. She's a hoe. Or she looks good. Body goes, oh snap, she slept with so-and-so. Let me see what she did. Women are following
the new
her.
social media.
Through social media. That's what I'm saying. So her target audience are her followers. You can look through when she posted when Joe Budden talked about it on State of the Culture, and they posted a little 1 minute clip on Instagram. She took that clip and commented under it, and you can see all the cosigns
from what.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Look at her page. Scotty Beam on that show was defending her and Joe was going back and forth about the topic of the books and things like that. Scotty would probably buy that book. More than likely, she would buy that book just to support her sister and get to understand her journey and such and such. So that book is probably going to sell. Now, is it going to be a bestseller on Times?
No, it doesn't matter. And if
she's looking for that,
if it sells, kudos to her. That's all well and good.
Yeah.
My whole thing is the message. What are you trying to say?
And again,
but you don't even have the message to as the selling ploy for your book.
Because going back to Tekashi, and I don't think she had like a publisher. I think a lot of this was her.
Because she said she self-published.
And that goes to another thing about not just social media, but the internet today. Everyone can be their own company. You know, shout out to 2021 Vision. But you can start a podcast and post it on YouTube yourself. You can create an album, some music, post it on SoundCloud yourself. You can write a book and publish it yourself. So a lot of steps in marketing and focus and other steps that are usually involved get skipped. To media training, you know, Tekashi and some people.
She's had some media training.
Some, but I'm just saying the whole point of, and I don't even think she really had some media training.
Okay, she speaks very well.
She just speaks very well.
She's educated.
Right. But my point is.
But with all of that being said, you still should know where you have your message and when you're supposed to insert the message.
The message is the reaction. Going back to the whole thing again, full circle. Mm-hmm. The reaction that she got on social media. Mm-hmm. Yeah, girl. You go, girl. Yes. You know. Okay. You know how y'all do. I ain't hitting them high notes.
Them.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, how they do.
Y'all know how it is. No cap. Y'all, that's her audience. The internet. And that's what everyone's focus is now. You're not looking to be on TV. You're not looking to be on radio. You're not looking to be on newsstands. You're looking to see what is the internet saying about me.
That's the one thing that I noticed from the interviews we did. Why should nobody asked her, what is she looking for? That's the one question.
Because I think everybody knows. I think it's self. Like, you mean from the book?
No.
Or just in life?
No, in life. What are you looking for? Because you've had 24 relationships or 24 partners in your 26 years. Mm-hmm. You're now single. And I say single because I don't know what your status is. Mm-hmm. You're now single. Okay? You've had this life lesson where you've learned all of these things from these 24 people. Mm-hmm. Okay? You learn things about yourself. So where do you go from here?
She wrote a book.
No.
She might write another book.
No. Okay, I understand to write the book. But do you want a relationship? Do you want, like, once upon a time it was, I want the big house with the picket fence, the 2.5 kids.
No, those days over.
I said once upon a time.
Okay, those days are over.
Okay? Mm-hmm. So you knew what somebody's goal was. You knew what their end game was. Mm-hmm. Then it evolved to, you know, I don't have to be married, but we could be in a committed relationship, but I still want the big house and I want my career and you can have your job too and we could vacation. Mm-hmm. Then it migrated to, I don't want to work, I just want to be your arm candy. Mm-hmm. And I'm okay with being your arm candy. Or the number 2 or the side or whatever they calling it now. Mm-hmm. Okay? What do she want?
She's 26. She's not looking to get married no time soon.
So
she's a free spirit and all that stuff. That's what they say. You gotta.
So you saying I'm judging? And my 40-something to her 20-something, yes. I'm judging.
And I don't. To me, I don't see a problem. People get offended by being judged.
I'm not offended. I'm just
no. I'm not saying you. I'm saying her.
Yeah.
People get offended by being. I don't mind judging or being judged.
Right.
Because to me, I feel like anything of value should be judged. You know what I'm saying? If it's something to look at and say high, low, yes, no, good, bad, that's the purpose of being on YouTube or what have you. So people that get offended by being judged should do nothing.
Yes.
As long as you do nothing, you won't be judged. If you're doing something, you will be judged. And that's what a lot of people, opinions, judgments, or whatever you want to call them, if you put yourself out there, and again, going back to, like we said, being on that soapbox and yelling in Times Square, someone's going to either reply, have an opinion, or have their point of view. You have to expect that. So her being mad, and again, like you said, it's hypocritical of the presentation of it being called Judge This Cover. It's a play on words because it's a book, and they say judge the book by the cover, so it's cute.
And she's naked.
Yeah,
so she doesn't have a cover on.
It's cute, but yes, people are going to judge it without reading the book. People are going to read it and still judge you. People are buying it because they're judging you, and she's aware of that. She knows that. As far as what does she want, right now, I don't think she knows, nor does she care, because in her mind, I'm 26. I don't need to think about that right now. In her mind, That's not her goal. She's not looking to say, I'm going to be married or not, or what I want. She doesn't know.
And I'm not saying that has to be the goal.
Yeah.
Some people say, I don't want to be married. I don't want to have kids. I don't want to do none of that.
And I don't
I just want to live my life. I want to kick it. I want to beat it. And that's fine. It doesn't have to be your end-all life goal.
Because Van asked her about relationships and men and what have you. So she did say what she looks for, what she don't want, and what have you. So she is looking for a relationship of some sort, but they have to fit a certain criteria and things.
Right.
And one of the things she said was she doesn't want a regular person, or right now she's looking for somebody in the industry or what have you.
Because they could potentially be a liability.
Right.
A regular person would be a liability.
So that goes to show you
she's aware of her branding.
And the type of person she's looking for.
Someone
in most cases won't be long term.
No.
So that answers, what I'm saying, that goes to show you that.
It could potentially be.
It could be.
Right.
But she's not she's looking for whatever happens to go from there. She's not looking long term.
Right.
I don't think so.
Because she's only 26.
She's only 26. And that's what you're going to get a lot of times. You're going to get, I'm only 26. Tekashi, I was only 22. So people, that's the shroud now, where people forget that Tupac died at 25.
Right.
and was, a revolutionary and set movements and things and did a lot in that 25 years.
And that's not to say everybody has to be a Tupac crusader.
Not at all.
You do not have to be.
Not
you
at all.
also do not have to live your life that way.
No.
I'm waiting for you to have the revelation to say, oh wow, I was 20 something and I did some wild crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Again, your 20s you're supposed to live. You're supposed to be wild and reckless and experiment and figure it out. You're supposed to figure it all out. Just do it.
No,
you're not even supposed to figure it out. You're just supposed to do it in your 26. You figure it out in your 30s.
Figure that out now.
You feel what I'm saying? You figure it out in your 30s. You start putting a cap.
But see, the problem,
putting a cap on it.
But see, the problem
30s.
is with that too is just putting a time frame on it. Period. Some people can figure it out in their 17, 18.
But
some people can figure it out. What I'm saying?
And that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the window of time. Today's
it's on you.
Youth.
Yeah. People use the excuse.
Right. They use don't use the excuse that, I'm only.
Right.
No, because you just finished telling me you had it all together.
Right.
So if you had it all together, your only age category don't matter.
Right.
Because you said you had it all together.
Yeah.
So you can't pick and choose when your window of I'm figuring it out pops in and out.
Because she's 26. In 4 years, she gonna be like, oh, wow, I'm 30.
Right.
And that's a lot of people get looking around, like, I'm 30. Where am I? But again, the success has a new definition now because of social media. And
I would like to hear more about her going back to therapy. Because she says, I've gone for 3 years, but she didn't say anything about still going.
Still going? I mean, possibly. And people now, therapy
it's not as taboo as it used to be.
Right, I was going to say that. Therapy now is like saying I'm going to the club this weekend or something now.
Yeah.
It's became, because Charlamagne wrote a book about it.
That's why I don't think she really went.
Right, people just say it now because it gives them it's supposed to add more weight to something they say.
Right.
I'm going to say this, but it's okay because I went to therapy. I know what I'm talking about.
And I don't think
going to therapy doesn't make you a therapist.
No, it does not.
So people feel like, I went to therapy last week and my therapist told me,
right.
But I'm telling you, and it's like that. Another thing with therapy is it doesn't work for everybody. If you notice, most therapists listen. Right. You're telling them your story. So just coming to me telling me something isn't what a therapist would do. A therapist would listen first. And that's the part of when people come from therapy, I'm healed now. Let me heal you.
Right.
Get out my face.
Right. You can't heal me because you said.
Or don't tell me something that you said that you learned from therapy when majority of therapy is you just talking.
Because
the therapist right. No, let me see the therapist notes.
I don't even want to know
what he wrote.
I don't even want to know what you understood.
Right.
I mean, what you learned. I want to know what you understand.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I want to see the therapist notes.
Once you understand what you learned in therapy, that's different from learning it. Because you can learn how to count, right? But you don't understand the purpose of counting.
Right.
Until you understand what the purpose of counting and the progression of it means, going to therapy.
Right.
and what I've learned about myself in
Right.
therapy is different from what I understand about
Because
myself.
people can go to AA meetings
and learn.
and go home and get a bottle.
I learned a lot in AA,
And
but
I'm
I'm gonna drink this.
about to throw this back. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't always just mean I'm healed.
I can't find it. I don't know what happened to it, but my favorite T-shirt said, "My anger management class pissed me off."
It be like that. It be like that sometimes.
It's the same thing.
Right. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm not knocking her experiences. Girl, do you.
Right.
Who am I to judge how you...
I just want to know who you talk about because I'm just curious.
You're nosy. I don't care.
Curious. Curious. No, you know what it is for me? I want to know, because I want to know the male perspective too, though.
Okay.
So I want to know who she's talking about.
Uh-huh.
Because I want to see the type of men. Mm-hmm. Because I just like to learn the person. So it's like, let's just say, for example, the 7 men was like something we didn't expect. It could be married men or something. It's like, okay, if they're all celebrities, then we know it's like, oh, you that. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to know. I just want to know more to the story.
Her.
Yeah. But again, it's judgment with more information.
Okay.
I don't want to prejudge her. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to know more information. So when I'm making my opinion or bringing forth my judgment, I have something to back it up with. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing with me. I don't want to read it because she's not saying who it is. I don't like when people diss each other and they don't say names.
Right.
You know, I don't like to sneak dissings and things like that.
I'm
so
not a fan of
I
that
want to
either.
know who you're talking about. So then I can base it off of, okay, let me see what you did here. But just saying you know who you are,
she could get everybody to approve. They wouldn't approve.
well, and I don't think she looked to. You know what I'm saying? But that was part of the mythos because a lot more people are gonna talk about. Yeah, I think she's talking about this one. I don't know. So that adds to the promotion of it.
Yeah.
Because she don't say names, and everybody, you talking about? Because I think everybody said one of them was Colin Kaepernick. Mm-hmm. I think Lil Uzi was one of them, which we seen her with.
And she said it though.
Yeah. So the conversation continues on because people are wanting to know who she's talking about. Mm-hmm. So that's why even those that buy the book, they're going to continue to talk about the book because it's like, I think she's talking about this one. I don't know. Da-da-da. And that's part of the whole social media thing. People going to probably comment on her page. Are you talking about this one? Is it so-and-so, 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 so-and-so? So, me, you're not going to tell me that I don't care.
Right.
Tell us who you're talking about.
Right.
That's what I say. I want to know who she's talking about, and then I'd be interested in the book. Because I don't care about half the information.
The only thing I would really be curious to know, as far as one of the lessons that she learned, mm-hmm. is the sign of knowing when he's really not into you.
Well, see, now that's a whole other thing because I love to hear women talk about women's intuition. Mm-hmm. But it'd be after their man cheated 3 times. She done got pregnant by him. You know, she'd be like, nothing gets by me. Y'all been together for 5 years. And he got like, you know what I'm saying? Women always hit you with the, you know, we like the FBI, nothing get by. And it's like, but it took you how long to realize he wasn't worth it? And
but you know that's a whole other thing.
Because women's intuition kicks in after the fact. You found out something.
That's not altogether true, though. Women's intuition does kick in. A woman actually decides whether she's choosing to stay in that time or not. That's the piece of the puzzle that, hey, maybe I'm dropping a gem right now that most women won't talk about.
Message.
They know. A woman does know when her man is cheating. And once that revelation comes to her before she even talks to him, mm-hmm. she knows, do I want to go? And when she says, I'm choosing to stay, mm-hmm. she shuts her mouth.
But
she
that's
shuts her mouth
men like that too.
Until the point that she doesn't want to put up with it anymore.
Right.
But it's not that she didn't know it was happening.
And I agree with you, but my point is, when she finally does leave or he leaves,
right?
That's when she uses women's intuition.
Because that's her way of now saying, I've known the whole time.
But I see women use it as, I'm okay. It's their way of saying, I knew you wasn't this, and it's clearing them of all charges. Women like to use it as, I knew you was dirty, but I gave you the chance, mm-hmm. but I just knew, and then I caught you, and then I found, and then it's just like, okay, but you chose to stay,
right?
And that's what I always hit people with, but you chose to stay,
right?
So, you know,
which is a fair comeback. You did choose to stay. That's the revelation that sometimes people don't hold on to.
Intuition. when the dude don't care, he gonna leave such and such. He gonna leave his phone unlocked. When he don't care, and patterns change. That's not intuition. That's just being aware. That's just recognition. You know what I'm saying? Patterns change and habits change, and it's not a It's a, I can see something different. I can see you. I can see you. So that's what I'm saying. Women like to use, women act like there's a sixth sense or a special power.
Right.
No, it's human nature.
Yes.
If someone is consistently this, but then all of a sudden, now they phone face down. Now they ringer always on vibrate. Now they coming straight home and taking a shower.
Yes, it's intuitiveness.
You know what I'm saying?
Paying attention.
Yeah. So that's it's like,
no, I wouldn't say.
But we're not gonna get into all that right now.
It's intuitiveness.
Yeah, it's intuitive, right? You know what I'm saying?
But that would be what I want to know. She learns is 26. Do I know to look for the things to say what the relationship? What I thought the relationship was is not. What am I choosing to do?
That's why you gotta read the book. She might say that at the end. Chapter 8 might be what I've learned. I'm not promoting. I'm just saying. If that's what you want to know, maybe that might be in there. I don't know.
Right. That's.
I'm not saying buy it. I'm don't want. Like I said, I don't want to buy it.
That's what I would want to know.
Yeah.
If you're truly talking about it being a self-help or more than just I was with these various people who some happen to be famous, some happen not to be, and this is what I've learned. Like she went into the whole story about the guy, the boyfriend she had that she stole from her friend, who later ended up going back to her friend. Did you not realize you was just a long-term side piece? Like that's what I do, and I would think you would tie that scenario up, but you didn't. And I guess that's your way of saying I'm not gonna tie it up because I want you to get the book. That's but no.
So closing on this, what do we think about women in general writing books that men are the focal point on? Whether it's a tell-all or her journey, the perception of the book is, like you said yourself, it's the men she's dealt with. What do you think about women writing these books? That was kind of the point that Joe was bringing up, was it's low-hanging fruit in the form of to write a book, you focused on the men, kind of like what you said, and that was going to be the quick cash grab. So what do you think about women doing that? Not to compare it to Superhead, but to, Superhead writing her book. Who else did one?
Quite a few people.
Quite a few have, but specifically, they call them tell-alls.
I think
because they kind of address who they're talking about.
One man who has done it, but it wasn't with Superstar. That basketball player that slept with like 100 women or something. I can't think of his name right now.
Will Chamberlain?
Was it Will Chamberlain?
I don't know.
He wrote a book.
Okay.
Because he slept with a lot of women.
Right.
Okay.
And it was the 70s. That's when.
But
free love.
But he didn't write the book in the 70s. He wrote it.
No, I know, but I'm saying right.
But that's the only one man that I could think of. So I'm not going to generalize it and make it just women who do this. Is it a money grab? I absolutely 100% think it's a money grab. It's even more a money grab when the bulk of your experiences are with celebrities, superstars, high-profile individuals, because it doesn't have to be in the music industry or actors. They could be politicians or whatever.
Right.
And it definitely is a money grab. My question is, are you doing it? What is your motive behind doing it? Like, what do you hope to obtain from this, other than money? And truth be told, just say that. Listen, I'm here for the check. I did it. I had fun doing it. It was fun while it lasted. I'm at a certain point in my life, and I felt like, hey, I'm gonna write this book, share it with the world, and make some change off of it. Right. I could respect you for that. I would buy the book just because you said that. Yes, some people who they was with, but if you are just honest and just said, I'm here to get a bag. I feel you on that. Well, get your bag. Do it. Okay, you did it. I had a good time while it lasted. It was what it was. Shoot, I was living the dream, and figured, why not share it with the world? I'm with you.
Well, the reason I asked,
you can get my $10, but if you out here about, it's self-help, and I want to enlighten people through my experiences, come on, man.
The reason I asked specifically because you went off on 3 different tangents. The reason I asked specifically about women writing the book was because, as we've seen on the Van Lathan's podcast, Brittany and Marissa was there, and they both said, well, when men rap about women they've been with, it's the same thing.
It's not.
So that's what I was bringing back, which
That's
is what
fine.
we went from before.
It's fine.
Do you, and specifically he spoke of Drake.
Drake is different.
So what do you think about men rapping about the conquests of women, all the women they've slept with and stuff in their rap songs?
I'm trying to remember, but I don't remember any of the men that rapped about the women that they slept with.
DMX
wait. In the form.
It was Brenda, Letitia, Shabba, Aisha, Dawn, LaShawn, Inez, and Felicia.
Can I finish my statement?
I'm just saying.
I don't remember them saying anything to the point where it felt like you was outing them.
It was Brenda, Letitia.
But they wasn't outed.
Brenda.
They didn't have last names.
Letitia.
Have you been in the clubs with girls named Brenda, Letitia, LaShawn, and Amy? And when they hear their name, they are, oh, that's me. That's me.
But you know he was from Yonkers.
Right.
So you're like, I know a Brenda in Yonkers.
Only
I know
one?
a Letitia in Yonkers.
Only one?
Maybe.
But those girls.
You starting to question her.
But those girls was happy to have their names spoken out.
So when Drake made Georgia's Interlude, when Drake made, yes.
Studio audience.
My mother's here as well, by the way, in the background.
Studio audience.
Mom, is something you want to say?
What
What the Chris Brown? Huh? Karuchi? He did mix. There you go.
But that was in a positive light. He was trying to get that woman back. He wasn't trying to degrade her, and that's what I'm saying. He wasn't trying to hurt her.
Well, he did make some. Well, so when he didn't say her name was just it was their breakup song kind of. What was that song?
Yeah. Where he said
X.
Yeah.
The song X.
Yeah.
He kind of put it out there.
Yes, he did.
Justin Timberlake, Cry Me a River.
Yes.
You know, we knew he was talking about Britney Spears. He didn't say her name. He was talking about Britney Spears. We knew. He said she cheated, and we put it out there. So what do we think about that?
Is it low hanging fruit?
But
I don't think it's low hanging fruit.
That's the question I'm asking because
here's the thing, they're admitting that they felt some kind of way. They admit that there was emotion behind it when they sing about those women. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? They're not hiding it and saying, "Oh, I'm just singing this song because I know somebody else is going through it."
Some people do say that because I think even Adele made her whole album and she was like, I made this because someone's going through it. So she literally said that with 21 or whatever the name of the album was, and she was talking about the person she broke up with,
right?
And she said she made that.
But that's not the only
Taylor
thing.
Swift.
But that bitch don't count. Oh, sorry. Oh. That's not the only thing they say. They say that in addition to.
That's her whole career is about exes and things.
Right.
Her whole career.
You talking about Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, and she says that.
Right.
Yeah. But that's what it is. But she tells you that's what it is.
So you feel if Brittany would have said it's a story about my exes? I mean, that's kind of what she said though. She said it's about 7 men specifically and what I learned from them. She's kind of saying the same thing. Because Taylor puts it that way. This is what I learned as far as relationships from dealing with these men. It's kind of the same thing.
But you see the evolution of the emotion. But I know what you're going to say. You got to read the book.
Well, you heard the song, right? You hear the songs. I don't know. Again, I don't know if there's an evolution or a start and finish. I don't know if it's chapter 1 has an open and close and chapter 2 has an open. I don't know, or if it's one continuous story because she's putting it from time frame on. I don't know that because I haven't read the book. Same thing with Taylor Swift. I can pick a song. I've listened to whole albums. Mm-hmm. So she had, even Adele, she had 21. She was 20. The one dude she was dealing with. So the album is in that time frame. Sia has a whole story about a time frame of a person she dealt with. You know what I'm saying? Drake will throw song stuff out. He interludes and names
I don't think it's low hanging fruit. I don't.
For the musicians.
But no.
So what about the book?
It's a point in time.
So what about the book?
And they move on.
So what about the book?
The book is it's not a point in time. It's points. Because now we make it another assumption if we say it is a point in time that these 7 men happen in a specific time frame.
Right, I don't know. We don't know.
We don't know.
But Taylor Swift made, over her whole life. Every man she's dealt with, she's got a song for.
But we know this. We know what it is.
So that's what I'm saying. So we know either. I mean, she didn't sleep with all 7 of them at the same time.
No.
That's a whole nother book.
I don't even know.
That's a different classification.
She did.
Right. But we do know there was 7 men.
Again, but I'm not judging you for doing it. Is it low hanging fruit?
That's what I'm asking. I'm not talking about her now. I'm just saying.
Like
people writing books compared to musicians making songs.
No.
Is there a difference?
No.
So you say there is no difference?
Oh no, I said there is no difference. I mean there is a difference.
I got it. Did I get it?
No.
Did I get it? Did I get it?
There is a
Did I get it? No cap.
Get out.
Okay.
To me, there is a difference. I'm sorry.
So what's the difference?
The difference is those people are consistent in that that's what they're doing. Even if it's one song about whatever specific issue is, there's always going to be, if it's an R&B person, it's always going to be some sort of love song.
Okay. So the consistency comes in that that's their job, their artistry.
Right.
So if she writes multiple books and she becomes an author as her artistry, then does it qualify?
Writing about her
if she makes Judge This Cover Part 2, 7 More Men.
Okay.
Does that then become her consistency?
No.
So what does she have to do to be consistent?
What does Part 2 do? Just giving us 7 more men.
Well, that's what does Taylor Swift's albums do.
But she don't just have the bulk. Her hot songs are bashing men.
What are the other
yes. Then she got other stupid kiddie bop songs too that she do on the album. The whole album is not about bashing men.
The last 2 were.
But the whole thing was not about
she was country music before. Now that she's pop, that's all she talk about.
But that's now. She has.
That's what she's been the last 3 albums. Last 2-3 albums.
I don't think she bashes them. I think she just says her feelings.
Right.
What I'm saying is, if Brittany is just an author, be an author. Now, what your topics are about, it doesn't matter. This book can be about those 7 men as your memoirs. I personally would like the next book to be maybe something fictional, and it could have parts of your real life in it. But write something outside of I'm telling you about what I've experienced, and just that. Okay, build a catalog is what I would say more for Brittany, and then it looks like this is something. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. And
the reason why I say there's creativity because in an artist writing it, yes, in some instances they say the names, in some instances they don't say the name, but they take you on a journey. They paint the picture.
Yes.
That's artistry. There's no artistry in you turning over your diary.
It depends on how it's written.
We don't know how she painted the picture.
We don't know. We don't know. So compare it to Tekashi, who told you I just made songs saying nothing. Is that artistry?
No. I don't call him an artist.
But a lot of people do. He's a recording artist.
I don't care what other people do. I'm talking
but he's classified as a recording artist.
That's cool, because he makes music.
He had no creativity, and there's nothing personal about it. There's nothing introspective about it.
Not at all.
If she's giving you a glimpse in her life in some way, shape, or form,
it's introspective to her.
Yeah, and there will be people that read into it. But enough about that. We done beat that dead horse.
The horse is dead. It's at the glue factory.
What do you think about the book? You gonna read it?
Probably not.
Why not?
Because I'm not interested in her escapades.
No, that's a big word. Escapades. We wrapping this up.
It's a wrap.
Had a good episode.
Thanksgiving is over.
Yeah, back to work.
Christmas.
Christmas. Yeah, Christmas music. Wait, somebody got a Christmas album coming out.
Who? Dipset, don't they?
No, John Legend.
Huh?
No, thank you.
John Legend got a Christmas album coming out.
Yeah, no.
He said he got some new songs. He made some new songs.
I'm good with that. He got his whole family now, so.
John Legend, y'all got me stop playing John Legend like that, man.
I don't listen to John. No.
You sound hurt.
That's how Johnny sounded.
John Legend sounds hurt. I'm good on that.
You know, shout out to John Legend though.
I'm all right.
They hating, but I rock with John Legend.
L'Oreal.
Peace. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the show, hit the like button. Share it. Tell your friends about it. Let them know what's going on. Also, hit subscribe and the bell to be notified when new content is loaded, because there's much, much more to come.